Hi folks, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm. I am tired. I just finished another book. Um and it is um Murder Most Bookish. Um I let me see if I can by a a Anthea Fraser. Hope I have the name right. I can always get it. But anyways, yeah, I'm thinking about taking the C stickers off and just you know. Anyways, so this is the first book. I don't quite know the series name of this book is part of, but you have a woman called Rona who finds herself being dragged into a mystery that she did not think she was ever going to be a part of. And it all involves a guy called, oh Lord, I'm trying to remember his name. Oh, I cannot remember his name. Oh, I am tired. Oh. Theo. So Theo is an author, and he's a best-selling author of thrillers, and one day he finds himself in a basically a writer's block. I mean, like a really huge writer's block, and so later on down the road, he ends up dead, um, and everyone is like upset that this author is dead. He was like he was really popular with people. And as time progresses on, Rona is going to do this autobiography of Theo, the author, and basically wants to know a lot about him, wants to know about his past. So she turns around and she's talking to people that knew him when he was much younger and everything. And all the while, people were kind of wondering, is it an accident? Was he murdered? Things like that. And it comes to the conclusion that he was not murdered by the inquest. However, the inquest is wrong. He was in fact murdered. And he was murdered because he got the wrong person angry with him. We also find out that the two books that he's most attributed to were plagiarized. So basically, you had this. I think his name was Greg. He was he was kind of like down on his luck. He lost his family in a house fire. He blamed himself for not being there. He blamed himself for living, which I would think is stupid, but what are you going to do? You have a guy that literally lost everything. He lost his parents, he lost his sister, everything that made life worth living. And so he is brought up, or he's like kind of raised by his best friend's parents. And he finally agrees to take a writing course, because one of the rejection letters he got was that, hey, you have promise, but you need to kind of, get your writing style together. So he takes this course, and he encounters the very guy, Theo, who is having this big writer's block. So he takes the guy's course, and he gets a tutor and everything, and finally he sits down to write, and he makes a mistake. He doesn't make copies of the manuscripts. He doesn't. And Theo gets a hold of him because, he's an author, and Greg's like, oh great, this author is going to kind of help me out. And Theo really likes the books. I mean, really likes it. And he decides he's going to take the books for himself. He's going to make it basically, yeah, these are my books. Unfortunately for poor Greg, he dies. And when he dies, any kind of evidence that these were not written by Theo dies with him. And his friend said that I picked up the two books that he's most accredited for, and he said these were my friend's books. I mean, word for word, they were his. Unfortunately, like I said, poor Greg died, and his friend's like, I don't know how I'm going to break this to my folks. It will kill them. So it definitely becomes not just a story of murder, but also what the deceased did to get out of his blockage. He stole another author's work, paraded it as his own, and yeah. Anyways, I really enjoyed this book. It took me a couple days to read. The second book is also on Kindle Unlimited as well, but I'm not going to be picking up another book until I have the next another book read, and once that happens, then I will get another book. So every 10 books that I read on my Kindle, I will get another book. So by the time I'm done with all the books that I have, I will have about 5 books left, because it's going to be one book for every 10 books that I read. And then once I get those 5 books read, then I will officially say I am done with all the books that I have. Okay, so that is my video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.